We will now proceed to the consideration of S 5313. Does any member wish to offer an amendment or debate? Senator Lankford.
Mr. Chairman, I do. This is an act dealing with FEMA and the Stafford Act issue, and a very, very clear, quite frankly, timely amendment. We've all seen FEMA has just gone through an issue of late where they had to actually fire a staff member because they were instructing the employees of FEMA, when you go through the hurricane disaster areas, look for places with Trump signs and don't go to those houses. Not only was that not a rumor, that was actually confirmed, and FEMA has now fired that individual. We have in the Stafford Act already that they can't have discrimination. We shouldn't have to be able to put this in at all, but apparently we do, to be able to say that we don't discriminate for services based on their political affiliation. My staff in Oklahoma hears we take care of everyone in Oklahoma, regardless of political affiliation. That is something we do all the time. It should not matter, Republican, Democrat, Independent, should not matter for FEMA services as well. So this just clarifies that for the Stafford Act. That's all it does.
Mr. Chairman.
Senator Blumenthal.
Mr. Chairman, I welcome this amendment. I'd like to see a broader provision, perhaps in a standalone bill, that forbids discrimination based on political affiliation, not only in this program, but in others, because the allegations about discrimination based on political affiliation have applied to previous administrations as well, most notably the Trump administration, and it's dealing with the state of Washington. So I think that there is an opportunity here to broaden the lens, to include political affiliation among the categories, race, religion, and so forth, that are prohibited as a basis for making decisions in our federal programs. I'd like to work with Senator Lankford on that kind of broader provision. In the meantime, I welcome the goals and spirit of this amendment.
I think I'd welcome that conversation.
Mr. Chairman, can we have a roll call vote on this?
We can. I want to thank Senator Lankford for offering this amendment, which adds political affiliation to the list of traits covered by the non-discrimination protections under FEMA's disaster program. What happened recently after Hurricane Milton, where FEMA employees instructed team members to going door to door to sign survivors up for assistance, to skip houses with signs supporting President-elect Trump, was certainly reprehensible and completely unacceptable. And I commend FEMA for doing the right thing and firing the employee identified in Florida. And I'm glad that Administrator Criswell has asked the DHS Office of Inspector General to investigate this as well. However, I'm also concerned about a recent announcement from the House Committee on Oversight and Accountability that a family contacted them to say a FEMA contractor advised them to remove campaign materials for President-elect Trump from their home in order to get assistance. If true, we must hold these people accountable with disciplinary actions, and I urge the Office of Inspector General to quickly investigate these serious claims. I have written to FEMA on this matter, and I know that Ranking Member Paul has as well, and I'm committed to conducting extensive oversight to ensure the proper safeguards are in place to prevent this from ever happening again. And I would urge my colleagues to support this amendment. Would you request a roll call on the amendment, Senator Scott? The clerk will call the roll. Aye by proxy.
Aye.
Aye by proxy.
Aye by proxy. Aye by proxy. Aye. Aye by proxy. Aye by proxy.
Aye. The amendment's agreed to. Seeing no further debate or amendment, the question now is on final passage of S 5313 as amended. The clerk will call the roll. Aye by proxy.
Aye.
Aye by proxy.
No by proxy. No by proxy. Aye. Aye by proxy. Aye by proxy.
Aye.
Mr. Chairman, on the vote, those present, the yeas are 9, the nays are 0. On the vote by proxy, for the record,
Motion's agreed to. We'll now